The post office, Act 2. Amal in bed.
I can't go near the window today, uncle. Would the doctor mind that too?
Yes, darling. You see, you've made yourself worse sweating there day after day.
Oh, no, I don't know if it's made me more ill, but I always feel well when I'm there.
No, you don't. You squat there and make friends with a whole lot of people around here, old and young, as if they are holding a fair right under my eaves. Flesh and blood won't stand that strain. Just see, your face is quite pale.
Uncle, I fear my fakir will pass and not see me by the window.
Your fakir? Who is that?
He comes and chats to me of the many lands where he has been. I love to hear him.
How's that? I don't know any fakirs.
This is about the time he comes in. I beg of you, by your dear feet, ask him in for a moment to talk to me here.
Gaffer enters in a fakir's disguise.
Oh, there you are. Come here, fakir, by my bedside.
Upon my word. But this is...
I'm the fakir.
It beats my reckoning. What? You're not.
Where have you been this time, fakir?
To the Isle of Parrots. I'm just back.
The parrot's aside?
Is it so very astonishing? Am I like you, man? A journey doesn't cost a thing. I tramp just where I like.
Yeah, how jolly for you. Remember your promise to take me with you as your follower when I'm well.
Of course. And I'll teach you such secrets too of traveling that nothing in the sea or the forest or mountains can.
Can bar your way.
Oh, you didn't
What's
hear
the-
that, sorry. Can bar your way.
What's all this rigmarole?
Amal, my dear, I bow to nothing in the sea or mountain. But if the doctor joins in with this uncle of yours, then I would, with all my magic, must own myself beaten.
No, Uncle shall tell the doctor, and I promise to lie quiet. But the day I am well, off I go with the fakir, and nothing in sea or mountain or torrent shall stand in my way.
Why, dear child, don't keep on harping upon going. It makes me so sad that you hear talk so.
Tell me, fakir, what the parrot's isle is like.
It's a land of wonders. It's a haunt of birds. There's no man. And they neither speak nor walk. They simply sing and they fly.
How glorious! And it's by some sea,
Of course, it's on the sea.
and green hills are there.
Indeed, they live among the green hills. And at the time of the sunset, when there is a red glow on the hillside, all the birds with the green wings flock back to their nests.
And there are waterfalls.
Dear me, of course. You don't have a hill without its waterfalls. Oh, it's like molten diamonds. And my dear, what dances they have. Don't they make the pebbles sing as they rush over them to the sea? No, no, no devil of a doctor can stop them for a moment. The birds looked upon me as nothing but a man, quite a trifling creature without wings, and they would have nothing to do with me. Were it not so, I would build a small cabin for myself among the crowd of the nest and pass my day counting those sea waves.
Oh, how I wish I were a bird then.
But that, but that would have been a bit of a job. I hear you're fixed up with a dairyman to be a hawker of curds when you grow up. I'm afraid such a business won't flourish among birds, you see. You might land yourself into serious losses, my friend.
Really, this is too much. Between you two, I shall turn crazy. Now I'm off.
Has the dairyman been, uncle?
And why shouldn't he? He won't bother his head running errands for your pet fakir, in and out among the nests in his parrot's eye. But he has left a jar of curd for you, saying that he is rather busy with his niece's wedding in the village. And he has got to order a band at Kamlipara.
But he's going to marry me to his little niece.
Oh dear me. We're in a fix now.
He said she would find me a lovely little bride with a pair of pearl drops in her ears and dressed in a lovely red sari. And in the morning, she would milk with her own hands the black cow and feed me with warm milk and with foam on it from a brand new earthen cruse. And in the evenings, she would carry the lamp round the cowhouse and then come and sit by me to tell the tales of Champa and his 6 brothers.
How delicious. The prospect tempts even me, a hermit. But never mind, dear, about this wedding. Let it be. I tell you, when you wed, there will be no lack of nieces in this household.
Shut up. There's more than I can stand.
Madhav exits.
Fakir, now that uncle's off. Just tell me, has the king sent me a letter to the post office?
I gather that his letter has already started, but it's still on the way, you see.
On the way? Where is it? Is it on that road winding through the trees which you can follow to the end of the forest when the sky is quite clear after rain?
That's so. You know all about it already.
I do. Everything.
So I see. But how's that?
I can't say, but it's quite clear to me. I fancy I've seen it often in days long gone by. How long ago? I can't tell. Do you know when? I can see it all. There. The king's postman coming down the hillside alone, a lantern in his left hand, on his back, a bag of letters climbing down for ever so long, for days and nights. And where at the foot of the mountain the waterfalls becomes a stream, he takes to the footpath on the bank and walks on through the rye. Then comes the sugarcane field, and he disappears into the narrow lane, cutting through the tall stems of sugarcanes. Then he reaches the open meadow where the cricket chirps and where there is not a single man to be seen, only the snipe wagging their tails and poking at the mud with their bills. I can feel him coming nearer, and my heart becomes glad.
Boy, my eyes aren't young to make me see all the same.
Say, Fakir, do you know the king who has this post office?
I do. I go to him for my arms every day.
Good. When I get well, I must have my arms too from him, mayn't I?
You won't need to ask, my dear. He'll give it to you of his own accord.
No, I would go to his gate and cry, Victory to thee, O king! And dancing to the tabor sound, ask for arms. Won't it be nice?
It would be splendid. And if you're with me, I shall have I shall have my full share. But what will you ask?
I shall say, Make me your postman, that I may go about lantern in hand, delivering your letters from door to door. Don't let me stay at home all day.
What is there to be sad for, my child? Even were you to stay at home.
It isn't sad. When they shut me in here first, I felt the day was so long. Since the King's Post Office, I like it more and more being indoors. And as I think I shall get a letter one day, I feel quite happy, and then I don't mind being quiet and alone. I wonder if I shall make out what will be in the King's letter.
Even if you didn't, wouldn't it be enough if it just bore your name in it?
Madhav enters.
Have you any idea of the trouble you've got me into? Between you two.
Why? What's the matter?
I hear you've left it get rumored that about that the king has planted his office here to send messages to both of you.
Well, what about it?
Our headman Panchanan has had it told to the king anonymously.
Aren't we aware that everything reaches the king's ears?
Then why don't you look out? Why take the king's name in vain? You'll bring me to ruin if you do.
Say, Fakir, will the King be cross?
Cross? Nonsense. And with a child like you and a fakir as such as I am, let's see if the king is angry. Then won't I give him a piece of my mind?
Say, Fakir, I've been feeling a sort of darkness coming over my eyes since the morning. Everything seems like a dream. I long to be quiet. I don't feel like talking at all. Won't the king's letter come? Suppose this room melts away all of on a sudden. Suppose
The letter's sure to come today, my boy. Don't worry.
Doctor enters.
And how do you feel today?
feel awfully well today, doctor. All pain seems to have left me.
Don't quite like the look of that smile. Bad sign that he's feeling well. Chakradan has observed.
For goodness sake, doctor, leave Chakradan alone. Tell me what's going to happen.
Can't hold him in much longer, I fear. I warned you before. This looks like a fish exposure.
No, I've used the utmost care. Never let him out of doors. And the windows have been shut almost all the time.
There's a peculiar quality in the air today. As I came in, I found a fearful draught through your front door. That's most hurtful. Better lock it at once. Would it matter if this kept your visitors off for 2 or 3 days? If someone happens to call unexpectedly, there's the back door. You had better shut this window as well. It's letting in the sunset rays only to keep the patient awake.
Amal has shut his eyes. I expect he's sleeping. His face tells me. Oh, doctor, I bring in a child who is a stranger and love him as my own. And now I suppose I must lose him.
What's that? There's your headman sailing in. What a bother. I must be going, brother. You had better stir about and see to the doors being properly fastened. I'll send on a strong dose directly I get home. Try it on him. It may save him at last, if he can be saved at all.
Exeunt Madhav and Doctor. The headman enters.
Hello, urchin.
Gaffer,
Be
rising
quiet.
interested.
Be
No,
quiet.
Fakir. Did you think I was asleep? I wasn't. I can hear everything. Yes, and voices far away. I feel that mother and father are sitting by my pillow and speaking to me.
Madhav enters.
I say, Madhav, I hear you're hopping off with big wigs nowadays.
Spare me your justice, Headman. We are but common people.
But your child here is expecting a letter from the king.
Don't you take any notice of him. A mere foolish boy.
Indeed, why not? It'll beat the king hard to find a better family. Don't you see why the king plants his new post office right before your window? Why, there is a letter for you from the king, urchin.
Amal starting up.
Indeed, really?
How can it be false? You're the king's chum. Here is your letter.
Headman shows a blank slip of paper.
This is the letter.
Please don't mock me. Say, Fakir, is it so?
Yes, my dear. I, as Fakir, tell you, it is his letter.
How is it I can't see? It all looks so blank to me. What is there in the letter, Mr. Headman?
The king says, I'm calling on you shortly. You had better arrange puff price offerings for me. Palace fare is quite tasteless to me now.
I beseech you, Headman, don't you joke about these things.
Cutting jokes, indeed. There, eh?
Are you out of your mind too, Gaffer?
Out of my mind? Well, then I am. I can read plainly that the king writes he will come himself to see Amal with the state physician.
Fakir, Fakir, shh, his trumpet. Can't you hear?
I fear he won't until he is a bit more off his head.
Mr. Headman, I thought you were cross with me and didn't love me. I never could think you would fetch me the king's letter. Let me wipe the dust off your feet.
This little child does have an instinct of reverence. Though a little silly, he has a good heart.
It's hard on the fourth watch now, I suppose. Hark the gong. Dong dong dong. Dong dong ding. Is the evening star up? How is it I can't see?
Oh, the windows are all shut. I'll open them.
Knocking outside.
What's that? Who is it? What a bother.
Open the door.
Say, Headman, hope they're not robbers.
Who's there? It's Panchanan, the headman calls. Aren't you afraid of the like of me? Fancy! The noise has ceased. Panchanan's voice carries far. Yes, show me the biggest robbers.
Madhav peering out of the window. I should think the voice has ceased. They've smashed the door. The king's heralds enter. Our sovereign king comes tonight.
My God.
At what hour of the night, Herald?
On the second watch.
When from the city gates, my friend, the watchman will strike his gong. Ding dong ding, ding dong ding. Then,
Yes, then the king sends his greatest physician to attend on his young friend. State physician enters. That's Uttkarsh. State physician.
What's this? What's this? How close it is here? Open wide all the doors and windows. How do you feel, my child?
I feel very well, doctor. Very well. All pain is gone. Oh, how fresh and open. I can see all the stars now twinkling from the other side of the dark.
Will you feel well enough to leave your bed with the king when he comes in the middle and watches of the night?
Of course, I'm dying to be about for ever so long. I'll ask the king to find me the polar star. I must have seen it often, but I don't know exactly which it is.
He'll tell you everything. Will you go about and arrange flowers to the room for the king's visit? We can't have that person in here.
No, let him be, doctor. He's a friend. It was he who brought me the king's letter.
Very well, my child. He may remain if he is a friend of yours.
Madhav whispering into Amal's ear.
My child, the king loves you. He's coming himself. Beg for a gift from him. You know our humble circumstances.
Don't you worry, uncle. I've made up my mind about it.
What is it, my child?
I shall ask him to make me one of his postmen that I may wander far and wide, delivering his message from door to door.
Alas, is that all?
What will be our offerings to the king, uncle, when he comes?
He has commanded puffed rice.
Puffed rice. Say, Headman, you're right. You said so. You knew all we didn't.
If you sent a word to my house, then I could manage, for the king said went really nice.
No need at all. Now be quiet, all of you. Sleep is coming over him. I'll sit by his pillow. He's dropping into slumber. Blow out the oil lamp. Only let the starlight stream in. Hush. He slumbers.
Madhav addressing afar.
Are you standing there for like a statue, folding your palms? I'm nervous. Say, are they good omens? Why are they darkening the room? How will starlight help?
Silence. Unbelievable.
Believer. Sudha enters.
Amal,
He's asleep.
I have some flowers for him. Mayn't I give them into his own hand?
Yes, you may.
When will he be awake?
And directly the king comes and calls him.
Will you whisper a word for me in his ear?
What shall I say?
Tell him Sudha has not forgotten him.
Ta-da!
End of Act 2.
We managed to do the play.